Hi, Cutie Pies. It is Lanikia, and I'm coming to you with Married at First Sight. A new episode came on. Sorry, I've been in MIA. A lot of personal stuff have happened in the past 2 weeks, but I am back giving you my opinions about this show, and they have completely changed. Oops, am I crooked? I just put it on a pillow. I didn't even put on my ring light tonight because we're family. We're family. But this show. Y'all, I don't know. I don't know. Like the couples that I was once liking, I'm not feeling anymore. And the couples that I thought, "Oh, no way. Some of them I still feel no way about. But one couple in particular, I'm like, okay, this might work out. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get into this um episode. I feel like all these episodes have kind of sort of been fillers, especially like the last two that I actually missed reviewing. I feel like I ain't as much. It was nothing but filler, so I watched those today. Anyways, so Rachel and Jose are they're in a flower shop and they're getting okay. So the couples are now on this episode getting ready to have a housewarming party, which I don't even okay, but they're having this housewarming party because they moved into an apartment together. So they're getting ready to do that. And so we see Jose and Rachel, and they're trying to pick out, like, something so they can grow their own vegetables. And so Jose comes in with a plan, and she says he always has a plan. I like Jose, y'all. At first, I thought I was not going to like him, and I was not going to like them as a couple. But the longer this show goes on, the more I actually like these two together, and I see them going the distance. The only thing that I see that they have a problem with is finance. And if they can get their finances together, then I think they could be a phenomenal couple. And I think that's a little give and take because he does work hard. So the only thing I would say is like, just plan out how each of you maybe can work some overtime one week or do something like that so that he can feel a little bit more comfortable about taking that trip to Europe and everything that she wants to do, and still be able to save for the home and the family and everything that they have. And so I think if they compromise a little bit more, they'll be good. They'll be good. So we see them with that, and then we see Michaela and Zach, and he says his energy has changed about this whole relationship. He talks to his friend Jerome, and he's just like, she reminds me of my exes, where just behavior that didn't make sense. Okay, Zach, I am kind of feeling like he is checking out of this marriage, and I hate that because they came in as my couple that I said they're gonna make it 100%. I don't see anything bad happening, but Michaela acted up a little bit on them last episodes, and apparently she still kept acting up because she canceled the housewarming party or whatever. And he said it was just so out of the blue. He doesn't want to deal with it. But I don't think he handled, like he says she doesn't handle conflict well, but I don't think he handles conflict that much better because his whole thing with that is just to run away. So I mean, I think Jerome was telling him that as well. You have to communicate. You have to tell her what's upsetting you. You have to tell her things or whatever, because if you don't say anything, she doesn't know, and they're not gonna listen. Um, Oh, and his friend Jerome also told him this is not some fairy tale. Get out of that. Stop believing this was some fairy tale because you're not going to get that. You're not getting that with this. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. If he gonna listen, I don't know. Um, so then we see Mila and Gil, and they talk about finances, and of course she has more savings and everything than he does, and she makes more. He says she's in a completely different tax bracket than he is in, which makes sense. He's a firefighter. He works 24 hours for 2 days out of because firefighters, they just spend the night or whatever. So that makes sense that they're in a different tax bracket. His concern though is that she won't change anything. That is his major concern. Um, did y'all see? Okay, going back to the last episodes that I missed out on reviewing with y'all. Did y'all see where he was like he wanted her to walk his dog and she was like get a dog walker and he was like that's gonna be a problem for me or whatever. And I like Gil. Y'all know I like Gil and I don't think these two are as a couple will make it. I think on the divorce day they will say divorce me please. But I didn't like that he was like that because he was like you're an able-bodied person is there you can walk the dog. She don't want a dog. She does not want a dog. That is your dog. So therefore, you need to find somebody to walk this dog. And that's just how I feel about it. Like I think she can be extra on a lot of stuff, but on that I'm like she came into this saying she did not want a dog. She can't help it they matched her with somebody who has a dog or what, who has one, and you can't expect her. It would be nice if she cared for your pet the way you do, but she does not. And she's made it very clear. So he said it's wasting money because she won't walk the dog 2 times a day. No, it's not because you want your dog walked. She does not feel like that's her responsibility. Speaking as a person who was married and someone brought a dog in that was not agreed upon, and then I had to end up being the one to take care of the dog, who had to potty train the dog, who had to bathe the dog, who had to buy the food. No, I completely understand where she's coming from, and you hold your ground, girl. So that was my little 2 cents on that. So, anyways, Val and Johnny. Johnny is getting on my nerves, and this is another couple that I thought was gonna make it. But after Johnny's little comment where he said her giddiness, and it's a turn off for him, her being like he called her a child pretty much, and she said I feel like he's disgusted by me. I'm going back to the last episode, and I was actually turned off by him on that. Like I'm not attracted to him, but I was turned off on him as a person by that because okay, I understand if you I don't understand it because I understand we have what we like or whatever, but I think he at first I thought they would not, if they had problems, it would be because of her. But now I'm seeing it's because of him, because he sets these high standard expectations that I don't feel anybody could live up to. I don't know. He's just so Bao is meeting with her friend, and she just pretty much tells him he's so dismissive of everything I say. Like it was okay for you to giggle about her snoring, even though she told you it was sensitive. I thought she was being a little too sensitive about it myself, but still, that would hurt her feelings. I don't know but it was okay for that. And then it's just like it snowballed all his complaints about her, and he's like, negativity, and I don't know why I'm focused on negativity. Maybe you're a negative person because I mean, everything he complains about, he was like her reaction to this was so negative, and so they started off this season making us look at Val like, girls, calm down. But then to know that when she is happy, joyful, you're not attracted to her. It's like, well, you don't want her then. You're physically attracted to her, but that's part of her personality. So you're saying you don't like her as a person. How is that marriage gonna work? But anyways, so then we go to, okay, so the groups meet, the guys and the girls all split up. This is what I don't like about this whole group thing. So the girls are all telling what's really going on in their marriage, and Michaela is sitting over there like nothing's wrong, and she said she doesn't want to admit it to the group or whatever. Then girl, don't be in this group thing. Don't sit here and listen to me complain about like I feel like he's this and I feel like he's that, and this is what happening in my marriage and stuff, and you're sitting over here like everything is perfect and nothing is wrong and going on. Get up from the table. If you're not gonna tell your truth, but you want to sit here and listen to mine, no, we can't do. I like no. She shouldn't be allowed to even be there, not telling what's really going on. But on the men's side, they're really giving out what it is. Like Gil is talking about how Mirla still hasn't kissed him, and he said that at some point, like at the end, she said she's okay with them not having kissed and all that, and he's like, "Girl, I'm gonna divorce you because I gotta feel wanted, and if you haven't kissed me in 2 months, you don't want me." And I understand what he's saying, although I think Gil is a bit much sometimes. And I like him, but I think he's a bit much as far as we'll get to that later on. But anyway, so then they're all just going around talking, and Brett and Zach both talk about their excuse me, Ryan and Zach both talk about, Ryan is, he says he's enjoying his marriage. Zach is just talking about a little bit of struggle, but Jose is enjoying his marriage as well. But then we get, and Zach admitted, oh yeah, we've been together or whatever. Like, if you don't want to be with her, why would you tell that? He was like, she's gonna be upset with me for telling this. So why would you tell her it? Because clearly you don't want to be with her anymore. So don't tell that. So and then who was it? Then Johnny has like a nervous breakdown because he realized he's messed this up. He doesn't want to be with her. He doesn't want this marriage, and he wants marriage, but he's not ready for marriage, and he feels bad. And I think he feels bad because he wants out, but he feels bad about doing it because he knows he's going to come off across as like she could have been with somebody else. Why did you apply for this? She could have literally been with somebody else, but you applied for this, and now you don't want it. So Jose goes to him and they hug it out, and Jose and Gil and all of them are just telling him, work on it, work on it, work on it. But yeah, that's that whole thing. Um. Oh, so then we see Johnny and Belle talk. Wait a minute, did I skip something, y'all? Oh, before that, Gil and Merla talk, and he's just like, "Girl, let me tell you what happened at the men's thing." And so he tells her about Belle, and then he's all like, "I I like Belle, but you never know how somebody is in private and all that." Like, sir, you're picking a side. Worry about your own marriage that you haven't even got a kiss yet. Worry about that. But he's just like, she doesn't really care about it. I mean, Mila was just like, really? Okay, moving right along because she doesn't care about it at all. And so then we see Johnny and Belle, and he pretty much tells her that he pretty much is saying like he doesn't want to be in this marriage to her. And then he's like, let's just sleep on it. And she was like, well, my mind's gonna be ready. Like, why would you tell her that right before y'all go to bed and then don't want to talk about it? Like, then don't bring it up. If you don't want to talk about something, don't bring it up. And I think that's what these couples are doing in this whole thing. And it's annoying me because I see it. Why don't y'all see it? Like, the counselors, counsel them, please, because they bring stuff up, and then they're like, okay, but I don't want, let's not get into it, let's not devote. Like, no, don't bring it up then if you didn't want to talk about it right now. Keep that to yourself until you're ready to talk. um so then Jose's family comes over and Rachel's friends come over and they talk and everything is good, and then they get into finances, and Rachel is still like, okay, so I apologize because I thought what Jose was saying is that I will pay all of the finances. And when I pay the finances, anything left you can have that. But he's saying we're gonna put our money together, and if it's anything left, you can have that. No, sir. Like, I understand why Rachel has her reservations, because I think you should, if you're going to have a joint account like that, then you both should equally put in so much, and then you can have your own finances to the side. You know what I mean? So you could have separate accounts and a joint account, because I'm like Rachel, you never know what's going to happen, and y'all can have that joint account and everything, and that's all the money you have together or whatever. And if he's the breadwinner and he's the person doing it all, he could up and not want you anymore. Like, so Rachel, I apologize. I get it now why she doesn't want to do it, or and whatnot. And I think they're gonna have to compromise on this. Especially, that's exactly what Jose's family was telling Rachel. I think that's his mom. She was like, don't let him be 110% in the control of, like, you bring money to that too. And he's such a planner and he wants to do things. He has to learn how to compromise too, not just you, and or whatnot. So yes, I understand it now, Rachel. I get you, girl. Um, so then we see Belle and Johnny, and he wants to do the married couple hangout. He's so excited about that, and she's kind of like, all right, let's get this over with. So they do it and everything, and Belle says she's in it 110%, and she thinks Johnny's in it like 90%. Child, Johnny got out there and talked to the men, and he tells them, like the men guests that came over, he tells them, excuse me, sinus, he's in it 65%. I said, oh, this is not gonna work. Like, you cannot be giving like 65, and she's giving 100. Like, he's not attracted to her. He's not. He does not want her. I don't know. He says physically he's attracted to her. He likes her body style and everything, but he don't like her. This is not gonna work. Unless something changes. This couple who I thought had a chance of making it to say yes, didn't. Unless something changes, I don't know. Hell, it changed from the beginning when I said they were gonna make it. So then we see Zach and Michaela, and he goes into the. I think Zach is okay. I don't want to come down on Zach because Michaela acted a fool, but I think Zach is also not handling this the best that he could either. Cause he's to me when he was talking to her friends, he was just like her outburst and this and that. Like, I don't know. I think yes, it's good to get information from her friends, but I don't know. It's just the way he goes about it. Like, I can see it being a 27-year-old. It's just like, okay, those are her friends. So they're going to protect her at some point. So you can't just go in and like, oh my gosh, her outburst and I can't deal and this and that. If he would talk to her the way Jerome talks to her, she would get it. And her friends are even says, yeah, she realizes that she shouldn't do what she's done or whatever, and y'all just need to talk and everything. And Jerome tells her, like, this is what's been going on with him, and you just need to talk. Everyone sees it. So, but Zach is just, so that's pretty much it. Zach is just like, because I don't know if I can do the outburst, is what he tells her friends. Like, I'm sure they didn't come back with that, from that, with a great happiness. So then we see Brett and Ryan. They have a nice talk, but she's liking the friendship. She's liking how the friendship is going between them, and they're taking it slow. He's ready to go into more intimate stages, and it's like, sir, no. Like, she's still getting to get to know you, and you're still getting to know her. So if you're patient, like, what did the friend say? If you water her, she'll grow more towards you. She'll become more open and everything towards you. And then we see Mila and Gil, and gosh, okay, so this is what I don't like about Gil. I like Gil, right? But he's kind of hard on her to people. Like, when he's talking, and she said it. She's like, when he's talking, like, he thinks it's a joke or whatever. And she was like, but it's good. We can get at each other like that. And I'm like, but no, at some point that's gonna get annoying, because I'm like, he's got this pattern of he's always talking about how bougie she is, how she's this, how she's that, and it's like, I want to keep liking you, Gil, but I don't like that you do that. Like, they were coming down kind of, unless they edit this some kind of way, they were coming down kind of hard on her. And, he's talking about, you should see her closet and her finances and this and that. And then, and she won't change. She said she won't change her lifestyle or whatever. But you don't want to change yours either. Like, you don't want to change yours. So, I don't know. I think there's compromise on that, but it's not compromise where she has to lower, like, so you have to come up as well. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get why they put these two together. I don't see it. I think, I don't know if he said they both said that if people had told them about each other, they would not have wanted to meet each other. But they're together now, and I think they're just trying to work it out. And I think Gil is attracted to her, and he wants more. And I'm like, at this point, you got to stop talking about the kiss to everybody, because that's not going to be how you get her. And then when he goes out to the friend, and the friend is like, I've never seen her do PDA. I've never seen. And Gil is just like, wow, because that's how. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. Keep pressuring her about this. You're not gonna get what you want. Like, stop talking about this constantly, because you're not gonna get what you want if you keep doing that. So you got to chill out and just let her be her. And I don't know. These two are not gonna work. I started off being like, ugh, when it came to her, but the more I see them on camera and stuff, the more I get it, and I like her. She's driven, and she wants a certain type of lifestyle. And if she wants that type of lifestyle, why should she have to compromise because he can't live up to it if she can live up to it? And like she was telling his friend, I would never. What is this? Oh, oh, okay. Okay. So she was telling his friend, I couldn't live in his apartment. I'm not going to even lie to you. I've told somebody that, like, we were talking or whatever in that stage, and they were like telling me where and I was like, no, I would never move. Like, I don't mean to be rude, but no, I would never live over in that area. Like, no, because if you're used to a certain way of living, no, like, that's just what you're used to. And girl, don't compromise. That's all I have to say. Don't compromise that for him. Um, he's gonna have to move up to, like, that's one thing where I would say move up to her level on that, because the better like a better lifestyle, that doesn't hurt anyone. Like, but she's not gonna be like, you will be happy in her lifestyle. You would enjoy it. You could still, like, you still don't have to have a closet full of designer and everything like that, but you could still, you could put your kids in the better schools and all that kind of stuff that she wants to do, have the home. Because she's willing to come, she's like, okay, so it's going to take us a lot longer to get a home because of your finances. But she's willing to compromise and do that, like, take a little bit longer, and everything. But I'm just like her, though. Like, you're not going to just put me anywhere. But I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. I like Gil, but he's kind of annoying me because he always like, it's always like she's the butt of the joke when he's around people. She's always the butt of the joke. But I also think she could compromise. But he says she's affectionate. She just hasn't kissed him yet. And I could understand what the friend said when he said she doesn't want to go into being all kissy and intimate and stuff. If this ain't gonna last past 8 weeks, what's the point in that? And you are exactly right, because now we have went to Belle and Johnny, and he feels good about, the whole thing that happened. See, I can't be with somebody like this. Like, one minute you're okay and you're happy and we're doing good, and then the next minute you're not, and so she's always like, that gives me anxiety. So I don't blame him for how he feels. Like, you feel how you feel. If you're not attracted to her, you're not attracted to her. But I think don't prolong this just so you won't look bad, because I feel like that's what he's doing. And then we go to Zach and Michaela, and he's pretty much done. She tells him she's apologized over and over for her behavior. She said she did not realize her counseling meant that much to him, and I think he's done. Like, honestly, it kind of annoyed. Like, I don't know why, because I just said that about Johnny, but Zach kind of annoyed, like, because Johnny annoyed me too when he left and went and stayed at his apartment, and then he's like, oh my god, she's effed up because she's messed up because I messed up and I got into this relationship. Now Zach is getting on my nerves as well, because you were so quick to want to sleep with her, but now you're like, oh, her outburst, like, she was wrong. I'm not gonna even deny that, but work past it. Why bring this up to her about, this is how I feel? Like, you just were trying to tell her you didn't want to stay there that night. Just say, I don't want to be here, and then go. I don't know. He's getting on my nerves about this whole him and Michaela thing. You're happy to tell your friends that, oh yeah, we've already been together, and they were like, what? Y'all were just, you haven't even been together because y'all had COVID or whatever. You were happy about that. But now you can't stand here and talk to her and work out how y'all can fix this issue that y'all have going on or whatever. So, I don't know. I don't know. He's annoying me now. I don't even care if they make it. This was my favorite couple, and now I'm just like, both of y'all, were not ready for this. She was not ready, emotionally ready. And he was like, I have anxiety when I come here. What did he say? More anxiety than I had when we were getting married. And that was a red flag too, when he was doing all that crying when they were about to get married. For me, that was like, oh my gosh, sir, you signed up for this. And he was all nervous and everything when they were about to get married and everything. That was a red flag to me. And I don't know. I don't think they should be marrying like 20. Like, I think you have to be a certain age to be all married at first sight. At least 30 and up. Like, no 27-year-olds, please. They still have time to date. I mean, honestly, they still have time to date. When you're 30 and up, to me, you've done some of that dating and you're a bit more serious about this. And I think that's what um, some of this is about as well with him. He's still young. Um, And yeah, so anyways, y'all, that was Married at First Sight. Judging from what's about to go on, like, we see that Ryan could be cheating because he's on dating sites. Um, it's just a mess. Like, I was like, this is a mess. Y'all didn't match these people good. All right, guys, I will see you in the next episode.